So could this be the cheapest compliment getter that you could currently get your hands on? Of course, I looked it up and the price that it was going for was incredible. And this fragrance actually reminds me of one of my biggest compliment getters on the designer side of things. Of course, by Cuba, it's called Prestige Platinum. I'm looking forward to giving you my thoughts on the smell, the performance, and all that good stuff. So make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you about Cuba Prestige Platinum, I want to mention that if you like fragrance-related content, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and click where it says enable all notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. So here we have a fragrance that I was looking online. This is available at fragrancebuy.ca. They are currently running an amazing promotion, so I'm going to leave all of the information down below. Definitely make sure to take advantage of it. I've been using fragrancebuy.ca for several years now. They have really good prices, and despite the fact that I live in New Jersey and Fragrance Buy, of course, is located in Canada, I always get my packages in like a week, sometimes less than a week, sometimes just a little bit more, but the shipping is very, very impressive. So I was looking this one up online and people were comparing it to a couple designer fragrances that I own that I really, really enjoy, and they happen to do really well on my skin. The fragrances are Bleu de Chanel, and the other one is Versace pour Homme. Now, people are also comparing this one to Iceman by Mugler. I'm gonna be honest with you, although I've smelled it before, I've never owned Iceman, so I'm not entirely sure about that. Maybe because this one has patchouli, but it also has bergamot, lavender, some floral notes in here as well. And I think this is a huge compliment getter. Despite the fact that I recently acquired it, I've only had it in my possession for a little over a week now, so I haven't had the opportunity to wear it in public that much, but I'm quite confident you're going to get tons of compliments from it because I do find it to be similar to some other designer fragrances that were just mentioned. I'm excited to talk to you about the smell. Let's start with the presentation. So right in the opening of this fragrance, bright citrusy opening, the bergamot, the lavender. It's really fresh, clean, gives off this sort of well-groomed vibe, which I think is a plus in anyone's book, right? You want to smell clean and well-groomed and well-manicured, so on and so forth. So it does have this sort of freshness about it that is reminiscent of some really popular designer fragrances. Initially, before I even looked it up, I sprayed it on and I thought, oh, Bleu de Chanel. This is a clone of Bleu de Chanel. And we know this, right? A lot of Cuba fragrances smell like other fragrances on the market. But I'm smelling this one and I'm like, oh, it smells like Bleu de Chanel. And then the more and more that I kept smelling it, I thought to myself, nah, there's something else in here, right? So it kind of reminds me of a hybrid. I looked it up online. I saw Iceman. In full disclosure, I don't remember what Iceman smells like. I do have to apologize for that. It might even be discontinued at this point. Quite an old fragrance, not comparatively speaking, but you know what I mean. So this fragrance does kind of smell like a hybrid of Bleu de Chanel and Versace pour Homme. It has this sort of clean, oceanic, drier sheet quality about it, but it also has that youthful, gentlemanly, aromatic appeal on account of the lavender. And the more that I smell it, the more that I'm just reminded of this easygoing, albeit a little synthetic, designer fragrance. It's synthetic and maybe perhaps even a little bit on the generic side of things, but you know what? Considering the price tag, I think this is very worth it. Especially if you're looking to buy a fragrance as a gift to somebody. This is the big size. It's going for a really, really good price. So if you're looking to pick up something that you're gonna get complimented on, something that you can even have in your gym bag, right? That you can apply several times throughout the day. The longevity on this one is not the greatest, but it's great to know that there is a fragrance that you can just spray on casually and multiple times throughout the day without that fear of breaking the bank. And something that actually smells really good. Now, in terms of the raw materials, I don't think it's as high quality as something like a Bleu de Chanel. I think Chanel actually does pour time and attention into their compositions, everything from the older Jacques Polge to the more recent Olivier Polge, so on and so forth. So I think the Chanel brand is doing a wonderful job when it comes to their fragrances, and this is kind of like a carbon copy of a Chanel fragrance. You know, Bleu de Chanel is the closest you're gonna get to, but I like it. I think it's, even as I smell it now, wafting or emanating off of this test strip, smells very good, very pleasant, very easygoing, and I have a feeling that you will enjoy it. It's a dumb reach, so to speak, right? Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, man, not really a unique fragrance. It does kind of remind me like a hybrid of some other fragrances that have historically done pretty well in the fragrance world, but it smells great. You're gonna get complimented on it for as long as people can smell it on you, because the longevity is not great, but very mass appealing, very easy going, and you know, definitely the type of DNA that my wife would love. Longevity on this one was about 5 hours, and that's on a good day. Projection was great for a half hour, never radiated beyond an arm's length, but within an elbow's length, I would say. It became pretty much an elbow's length right around hour 2 or 3, right around hour 5, it was a skin scent. So yeah, this is one that you're gonna have to carry with you because the performance is not great. In terms of the versatility, you can wear this in every season except for the winter. I think is just a little bit too weak for the winter. You can wear this one dressed up, dressed down. It's masculine leaning, and I think somebody who's a little bit younger will find this more appealing than somebody who is a little bit older, a little bit more experienced when it comes to the fragrance world. And in terms of the presentation, I like the single cigar bottles, I think, because they look more like a real cigar. This looks like a package of 3 cigars. It's a little kitschy and cheesy, but you know, it's the juice inside that counts, or so I've been told. So my final verdict on this fragrance is, if you're looking for a really, really, really inexpensive, sort of a hybrid of Bleu de Chanel by Chanel and Versace pour Homme, check out Cuba Prestige Platinum. Hope you like it. FragranceBuy.ca has it for an amazing price right now. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell so you can be notified whenever I do upload these daily videos. And of course, give this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Bye.